Hey guys, how's it going? Tonight we're going to be doing an upgrade on Mel's Felt 780. It's a bike we picked up in the winter time for her, and we're going to start doing some upgrades on it. As you can see, came with the stock Suntour XCT28, which is kind of a low budget OEM fork, coil sprung, not too much adjustability, comes on a lot of sort of entry level hardtail and sort of all entry level bikes. So we're going to replace that tonight. So I decided to use the Suntour upgrade program. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but basically you can get $100 off any Suntour higher end fork. So I decided to get the Raidon air fork, which is a pretty nice air fork, 32mm stanchions, some nice adjustability. And the main reason I went with that was because it had the 9mm quick release option, which this kind of limits my options. I didn't want to have to get new wheels for her bike, so this was kind of one of the only forks I could find that actually is an air fork and has the 9mm quick release. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that on and see how it goes. Now the one thing to keep in mind is I've never done this sort of thing before, so this is all new to me. I've watched some videos and stuff, so let's let her rip and see how it goes. Alright, so here are the tools that I got set out. We're going to need tonight. We have a 3, 4, and 5mm Allen keys. I got a star nut setting tool, torque wrench. I have a pipe cutter here I'm going to use to cut the steering tube, crown race removal tool, and this 1.5-inch ABS piping that I saw on Love MTV's YouTube channel. He used this to set a crown race, and it seemed like a pretty good idea. If you want to check out his channel, he's got some really good videos on do-it-yourself stuff like this, plus reviews. Yeah, so I think that's all. We also have the shock pump over there to set the air pressure on the fork once we get it all set up. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the Suntour fork I got, and we'll get it on. All right, so here's the fork here. Just take out the packaging here. This is it here. Definitely a nice looking fork. It has, let's see here, bring it over this way. See that there? It has full lockout and full open capability on there, which is nice. It also has at the bottom here a rebound adjuster, so that's again way more adjustability than we had on this stock Suntour. And it is, I'm show here, get it in here somewhere. It is an air fork, so it does have the air valve on here. Let's unscrew this. So you see it does have the air valve on there, so fully adjustable air pressure. We can set that based on Mel's weight and get it all set up good for her. So go ahead and put this on. Alright, so first thing first, I'm going to remove the wheel, obviously. Let's see if I can unscrew that. So get that out of the way. Going to undo the brake caliper off of here. Also, I gotta make sure I gotta keep this spacer here so I can put the 180mm disc back on. Alright, I'm gonna undo the brake. Here. Just undo the brake hose holder. Oh, and one thing, guys, you probably know, you've seen on many YouTube channels, but don't press the brake lever when you don't have this hooked up to a rotor. So now I'm going to go ahead and undo the stem here. Loosen this slightly here. So I've never actually done this before, so I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen. Like this just falls out or what happens. So just trying to be cautious here. Cap nut at the top here. Take off the. I'm just gonna try to set this, hang this down here, like so. Just hang it back here if I can. All right, let's take off the spacers here. All right, I guess we have to just give it a little bit of a tap to get it out of there. Take that off. I'm just trying to keep track of everything, the way it's come out of here. So yeah, this does the stock fork, and yeah, I don't know, that crown race just kind of slid right off of there, so I'm not sure. So I just wanted to weigh this while I had it off, just to show the weight savings between the two forks. So this is weighing in at 2,695 grams, just on a kitchen scale here. So I'm just gonna throw the other one on here and just see how much lighter it is. I can definitely feel that it feels lighter. All right, so the new fork is weighing in at 2,045 grams. So we're saving like over 600 grams. So that's a substantial weight savings. I can just feel the weight difference in my hand. It's way lighter feeling. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna sort of get the new fork lined up in here just to take the measurement to see where I need to cut this thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in, line it up. Okay, so everything's sort of lined up there, so I'm just going to mark on the top of this here and some pencil around here. So that's where I'm going to want to cut the steer tube. Well, actually I'm going to want to cut it about 2 to 3 millimeters below that line. You can see right there, the line there I got there going on. All right, so I'm going to take this all apart again, and we're going to cut that down. Also wanted to mention with this fork that it is 100 millimeters of travel. The website says I can internally adjust it between 80 and 120. I think I'm just going to leave it at 100 right now, 100 millimeters of travel right now. That's the same as the stock fork. Maybe I'll play around with that in the future and see about going to 120, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it. All right, so I got the pipe cutter on there now, just slightly below my cut line. So I'm just gonna put that on, and I'm just gonna slowly start cutting this. I guess the key is one turn, tighten up a little bit. All right, well I finally cut that piece off there. Man, that took a lot longer than I thought it would, or this pipe cutter sucks, one or the other, but that took a long time to do that off, get that off of there. So anyways, it's off, so let's hope I measured right and everything's good. But first things first, we're gonna set the star nut in there. So let me get set up to get a good angle for that. All right, so for the star nut, basically, I'm just gonna take the star nut, we're gonna put that basically in there like so, in the star nut setting tool, which probably does not work for this fork, of course. Yeah, so this does not fit on there, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more of a do-it-yourself approach here. So let's just get some tools here. Okay, so basically we're just going to use a small screwdriver here, and this in there. I'm going to set the screwdriver through there, and we're just going to pound it into place. So I'm just going to use take a look at the stock head tube just to get an idea of how far I need to go down. You can see it's kind of sort of down there. I don't know, what's that? Maybe 5 millimeters or so. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. All right, I think that's about, they're in there about the same. All right, so I'm gonna get this all buttoned back up. I'm gonna use some grease. So I'm gonna get the fork here. I'm gonna put this, whatever this version of the Crown Race is on there. This top cap does not seem to want to fit very well on here for some reason. I'm not sure why this is not working here. So yeah, I've been trying to get the head cap or the bearing cap over top of this steering tube, and it just will not fit. It's just a little bit too tight. Yeah, I'm gonna pause, I guess, and hopefully be back to finish this up soon. So hey guys, back. It's a little bit later, had to do some research, but basically here's what I found out. You need to file this cut down. I needed to file that down. I should have noticed something was wrong when that star nut fitting tool that I bought didn't fit on there. And then the headset bearing cap wouldn't fit on there. Basically just file down the edges and then everything will slide together. So let's go ahead and put it all together. Okay, so this video is completely turned into a disaster. But basically I messed up a few things along the way, but another thing I messed up was the Crown Race removal. For whatever reason, I thought these bearings here were the Crown Race, and they're not. They're still on the fork here. So I need to remove these off the old fork. Just to make things even worse, my camera died. So I'm using my iPhone to finish this video up so I can get it done tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and try to remove this here. Try it this time. All right. So that is the Crown Race, and it's finally off. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the new fork. Take the Crown Race, put that right down there. Now we're gonna have to set that. You can see the little bit of a gap there. I don't know if you can see that. Can we see that if we just show it right there? You see the little bit of a gap there. We're gonna have to use that setting, the ABS pipe to set that. And of course, I've screwed this up too because this pipe is too big for a straight steering tube. So we're gonna have to improvise. Okay, so I kind of scrounged around in the garage and I found this. This is actually off of a shelving unit that I have here, but it seems to fit perfectly onto there, so I should be able to use this. Same concept as the ABS pipe. So I'm just going to turn this upside down and should be able to force that on there. And that seemed to work perfectly. That's perfectly set there. Yep, that worked perfectly. So that, yeah, just using the shelf that I had here lying around. So now that I have that done, I'm gonna piece everything back together properly and hopefully this all works good. All right, so I'm just gonna tighten this up here. So through all this madness tonight, this little buddy here of mine has been keeping me company. Pickles, hey. Yeah, because Toogie doesn't know what he's doing, but he's trying to learn. And Pickles here, he's patient with me. So we're gonna get the bike down from the stand here and tighten everything up and take a look. So I got everything set up here and I got the shock pump hooked up. And it's probably way higher than it needs to be for Mel, so I'm just gonna lower this down. Based on Suntour's guideline for her weight, probably only needs about 40 psi, 45 or so. So we'll try that for now and see what it feels like to her. So final thoughts on this video, which was a lot harder than I thought it would be to get this fork installed on here. Maybe in hindsight, just get the professionals to do it, but it's all on there now. And I learned a lot doing this, and hopefully this will help some of you guys avoid some of the same problems I had and make yourself a little more prepared to do the install properly. Yeah, so definitely a little trickier than I thought, but I have it on there, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like Toogie Howser MTB. Hopefully lots more videos like this, maybe a little bit more successful than this one, but just goes to show you that anybody can do these repairs, even if it takes a lot of effort and Googling and other stuff like that. So anyways, see you on the trails.
Oh, shut your face, Toogie Howser.